What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags, and it's just ended there down at the Etihad. Manchester City 2, Newcastle United 0 in the FA Cup quarter-finals. I mean, what more can I say about that game? We tried our best in the game tonight. Unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. There was a lot of questionable moments in that game. The referee was very powerful in the game, and before you start thinking, oh, he's going to harper on about the referee in the referee was poor in the game, but unfortunately, the referee was one of the reasons. But again, the injuries have cost Newcastle again tonight in the FA Cup this time around, and in the quarterfinals as well. A chance for us to make the semi-finals of the FA Cup against Manchester City at the Etihad, of all places as well. And we end up having yet again more injury worries, and of course, that was because we found out that Tino Livramento would not be available for the game tonight. Of course, we got the lineup before the game as well, and we were going with a back five with Murphy and Dan Burn playing as the fullbacks in that system, which meant that we had, of course, three centre backs in the game tonight in Lascelles and Fabian Shaw and Sven Botman. It was only about 18 minutes into the game. We're seeing Fab pick up a yellow card for something that was absolutely just crap. It wasn't a yellow card, in my opinion. Before that, of course, we're seeing Man City open the score in 13 minutes into the game off of a deflected shot off of the leg of Dan Burn. Went over the top of Dubravka and into the back of the net, which seen, of course, Man City open the scoring in the game. Then, like I mentioned, of course, 18 minutes into the game, we'll see, Fab's picking up that yellow card. Only 10 minutes later, we'll see, Lascelles picking up a yellow card. Probably rightly so on the Lascelles one, it was a yellow card. It was one of them sacrifice tackles that you see by quite a few players, and Man City have made famous themselves. But, we'll see Lascelles pick up a yellow card, second yellow card of the game, of course, for the Newcastle side of things. And, looking at the way the game played out, it just had questionable moments in it. I mean, Man City did quite a few fouls in that game. They had 7 fouls themselves in that game, and not one of them picked up a yellow card. There was a moment in the game where, Haaland actually had Sven Botman in a headlock, and no way was Hooper going to give any Man City player a card in that game tonight. It just was never going to happen. Newcastle, of course, we came away from the game 3 yellow cards. So even if we did end up making it through to the semi-finals, there would have been no Fabian Shaw inavailability to play in the semi-final, according to what Guy Mowbray was saying on BBC One on the commentary. And of course, we ended up having to listen to Danny Murphy as well again on commentary tonight. And again, he was just as cynical as he was the last time, just down in Newcastle, right, left, and centre. There was a small part where he did say something a little bit positive, but it was already nigh on by the end of the game by the time he did say it. And I think he was just trying to, keep himself in the good books with Newcastle, which he's not even in the good books with us, at the end of the day. But it is what it is. We're out of the FA Cup now. We're out of the League Cup now. We'll have the chance to at least try now and focus on the Premier League more. Of course, we're going into an international break now, 2 weeks until the Premier League comes back. So there is an international break. The players are going away to Dubai either tonight or tomorrow for some warm weather training. The other players who have been called up to the internationals will be going with their international sides, of course. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, at least we can hold our hands on our heart and say that we made 2 quarterfinals this season. Maybe it could have been different. Maybe we could have made it, to the final League Cup or the final of the FA Cup, or the final of both, you know, or at least semi-finals of both competitions, you know, if not for the injuries that have, you know, just absolutely dampened this season. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see you all later. Remember, hit like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all, of course, for the next one, however that's.